Alright, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode. Today, as the title of the video says, we're going to be talking about my favorite SLR of all time, and that is the Canon A1 here. As you can see, just a gorgeous camera, beautiful, all black, nice and sleek. This one's got a few wear marks on it, but I love them. But anyways, yeah, let's talk about why this is my favorite 35mm SLR camera and why I think you should get one. So first off, as I just said, I really just like the design of these. They just feel good in the hand. I think my favorite thing about this that makes me really like the A1 over its brothers and sisters, whatever you want to call them, the AE1 and the AE1 program and the AT1, the AV1. The thing that I absolutely love about the A1 is this little thing right here. So that's your shutter speed dial or your aperture dial if you're shooting an aperture priority. I love the design of it. Really cool feature, I think. So it's got that little door there so that you can keep it open if you're changing your settings a good bit or anything like that, or if you want to keep yourself from accidentally changing anything, you can close it, push it up, close it off. It's good to go. If you want to shoot an aperture priority, which is what I mainly use this camera for, you have your little switch here. So you have an AV and a TV switch here, which is going to switch between your shutter priority and your aperture priority. If you want to shoot an aperture priority, you have it switched over to AV, which I'm pretty sure I do as of right now, and I do because I mainly use this camera for aperture priority. Yeah, you have your little switch there. You can change back and forth. To shoot in aperture priority though, you do have to be sure to set your lens to the auto there. You can see the green A here. You do have to switch that to A. Then you actually control your aperture through the shutter speed dial here. Once it's switched over, it switches over to aperture on this little ring. Once you've got this in A, you're controlling your aperture from the camera, which I absolutely love. If you do want to shoot in full manual or you want to shoot in shutter priority mode, you switch that AV back over to a TV, and then if you leave your lens in A, then you're shooting in shutter priority mode. If you take that lens out of A, put it on whatever you want, F8, F5, 0.6, whatever, then you're shooting in main. Now, this camera offers full auto shooting. You can take the shutter dial, put that all the way to P, and then set your lens back to A for auto, and then you're just shooting in full auto mode. You know, if that's something you want to do, then hell yeah, go for it. This camera is just really, it's really versatile. After shooting fully manual cameras for so long, it feels nice to have another one of these in my hand to where I can hop on the skateboard, I can throw this over my shoulder, I can put it on F8, aperture priority, lock that up, make sure I don't change anything, and I can just kind of snap away, man. It's just like a really badass point and shoot camera at that point with manual focus, which is nice because it's one of the main things I dislike about point and shoot cameras. I don't trust autofocus that much. Another really awesome thing about these cameras, and my old one did not have this, but it's the little hand grip here. It really helps out, and I never thought this was an uncomfortable camera to hold to begin with, but having this grip on there is a definite plus. Very happy that this one did come with it. Also, price points. These, as well as like the AE1 program and like the AE1, they've never really skyrocketed in price, you know. They're fairly popular, but the fact that there were so many of these made and sold and there's still so many in circulation, I'm assuming that's what keeps the prices down on these, because you can score solid A1 with a Canon FD 51.4 for roughly like 120 bucks. I got this for $100, but I got a pretty good deal on it. But yeah, I mean, you can pick these cameras up with that 51.4 lens, which is a very nice lens, for roughly like 125 bucks, man. They're not expensive at all. They're great cameras for seasoned shooters and especially like beginners, because it does have that aperture priority, it's got that shutter priority, it's got full program mode. I mean, it's great if you're just picking up a 35mm camera and you're really just getting into film photography and you want something that you can trust to help you make the right decisions, you know, as far as the shooting goes. If you're not really comfortable shooting in full-on manual mode, this camera's got you covered, man. But yeah, so I've been kind of itching for one of these again for quite a while after shooting fully manual cameras and rangefinders for the last little bit. I just kind of decided I wanted something a little more automated again, you know, like I said earlier, just something I can throw over my shoulder, hop on my skateboard, something that's nice but not super expensive and easy to come by. Like the Canon 7 was not a very expensive camera by any means, but one in that nice shape is kind of hard to come by, whereas these are super cheap, very easy to come by. If I were to bust my ass on my skateboard and just like somehow damage this camera, I know that I can immediately come home, get on one of the like film buy sell trade groups or eBay, whatever, and I can find another one of these in like 10 minutes for $100, you know. It's very nice stress reliever on my part, because I do tend to put my cameras through hell. I use them and I try not to abuse them, but sometimes it happens. Another cool little feature of the camera is the self timer. So it's got a 2-second and a 10-second self timer, which comes in handy for me for like long exposures and stuff. Another thing I failed to mention earlier when I was talking about the shutter speeds on this. So this camera has shutter speeds ranging all the way from 1/1000th of a second all the way down to 30 seconds. So when you get into your full seconds, you've got 1 second, you've got 2 seconds, you got 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 15 seconds, and 30 seconds. Another feature of this camera that I think I used this maybe once on my last A1 that I had. I definitely plan on using it more now, but it actually has a switch for multiple exposures. So you pull up, take your picture, and then you flip the switch here and you advance. And when you advance, it doesn't actually advance the film, it's just cocking the shutter. So then when you take that next photo, it's taking your second exposure on that same frame. It's an awesome little multi-exposure switch, which I think is super cool. I love the fact that you can just use it as much as you want. You can do fucking 20 exposures on one frame. I don't know why you would do that, but if you want to, you can. I picked the camera up from the shop that I work at. It just sat in the case for so long, tempted me, and it made me decide to let the Canon 7 go and just enjoy the beauty and the all the automatic settings that this camera has to offer. I pretty much always use this thing in aperture priority mode. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. I wanted to put a roll through it just to make sure everything was just fine and dandy. So I loaded up a roll of expired Fuji Superia 1600. It expired back in 06, so I was rating it at 800 and aperture priority. So pretty much everything you're gonna see was at like f8. I just love the Canon A1. It's always the camera that I recommend to people when they're asking me what's a good SLR to just get into film photography. I always tell them the A1. You know, it's reliable. The meter is, at least in the bodies that I've had, the meter has been totally accurate. They're super affordable and they just look good. I mean, yeah, just look at that, right? The good looking camera. Yeah, just good stuff, right? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video as always. So let's get to it. Alright guys, that was it. I hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Just to stay updated on everything that I'm doing over here. Don't forget to check out and follow me over on Instagram. I'll link all that stuff down below for you guys. There is a big cartel store where I sell prints, and I think I have a few calendars, stuff like that left in there. Just pretty much just my print store. I keep everything reasonable, but all the money made just goes towards helping me keep this channel going. Just being able to afford to buy film and do all that fun stuff. Yeah, if that's something you're interested in, the link for that will be down below as well. Yeah, I really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown me. I passed 500 subscribers, which is pretty damn cool. So I'm trying to think of some way to say thank you. I got a little giveaway idea in mind, so stay tuned for that over on Instagram or here. I haven't decided how I want to do it yet, but I'll get to that later. Don't worry about it. Anyways, there it is, Canon A1. I hope you guys enjoyed. So until next week, happy shooting, and y'all just take it easy.